Jake Paul is an American internet celebrity and actor. He gained most of his fame through Vine, where he was part of a duo known as the Paul Brothers, with his older brother, Logan Paul. This video will explore why everyone seems to hate Jake Paul by taking an in-depth look at all aspects that have led him to such shame over the past few years. Everyone has a past they are not proud of, but the only way to redeem yourself is through what you choose to do with it when you are called out. But Jake Paul didn't get the hint. Almost 4 years ago, he was captured on camera telling a fan to send the nuclear in an apparent terrorist joke. Since his primary audience has been young since the start of his career, it is essential to set an example for them and refrain from using racist insults. However, racial slurs and making other jokes about a particular race may not bother him. He single-handedly stereotyped those races and ethnicities nonetheless. Here is another reason which might make you rethink liking the boxer. Alyssa Violet, a member of Team 10 and a fellow YouTuber, dated Jake Paul for a while before breaking up 5 years ago. Alyssa released a video at that time frame that contained some accusations. Alyssa accused Jake of being emotionally abusive, having an affair, and manipulating her. She also claimed he had her removed from the Team 10 home when she had nowhere else to go. Jake, Alyssa, and fellow YouTuber RiceGum fought during this. Jake called RiceGum out for bullying before being called out for it himself. Rather than apologizing, he resorted to having a YouTube argument with his ex-girlfriend and another YouTuber. The Mind of Jake Paul, an 8-episode web series centered on Jake in 2018, was an effort by YouTuber Shane Dawson to redeem Jake Paul. The first focus of the web series was on figuring out whether or not Jake was a sociopath with the aid of a licensed therapist and fellow YouTuber Katie Morton. The series ended with viewers discovering more about Jake's past. Right after, the following videos explored whether Paul was a psychopath and featured interviews with his former pals and his ex-girlfriend, Alyssa Violet. The web series received criticism from the general public, despite having millions of views across all 8 videos. For attempting to diagnose him using the outdated term sociopath, experts have criticized both Morton and Dawson. Here are other foolish and controversial things Jake Paul did. In a YouTube video, Jake disclosed Post Malone's mailing address. Jake accidentally doxed the rapper in a YouTube video to hand-deliver some products. Paul's doxing of Post Malone allowed burglars to enter the house and steal jewels. In an interview with Steve-O, Post discussed his doxing and clarified that he was unhappy with the circumstances. With the rise of COVID-19, everyone was told to quarantine and limit the number of people near them for their safety. Jake Paul, however, didn't take it very seriously. A video of Jake celebrating with his buddies after a recent boxing bout victory was uploaded. The video suggested that Jake does not keep to himself or avoid social interaction. In response to the California mayor's criticism of Jake, Jake stated in an interview that he thought the virus was a hoax and that things should return to normal. Because a person in his life had perished from the virus, he went back on his statement and declared it to be true. His arrogance overpowers Jake Paul. Jake Paul discusses how he is still in his prime time, whereas the professional mixed martial artist Conor McGregor is past his peak. Because of his fame and the wealth he has amassed, Jake Paul's superior attitude leads to him acting rudely and lacking any sense of regret for his actions. Put more bluntly, Jake Paul lacks modesty, as proven by his huge ego and behavior. Many fans made fun of the idea of YouTubers fighting professionally before Jake Paul entered the sport. As a result, both brothers encountered intense criticism from the public, and many people were hesitant to accept them into the boxing community. Nevertheless, Jake proved the naysayers wrong by winning his first 2 professional fights by KO. These victories changed how others saw him. Paul, though, began bragging about how elite he was and went into a rant against well-known fighters. He took it to the next level by insulting other MMA fighters and UFC fighter Conor McGregor's wife. It featured Dustin Poirier, Dana White, Nate Diaz, and Ben Askren. The YouTuber also verbally attacked Canelo Alvarez, the 4x4 champion of boxing, and claimed that he used steroids to cheat. All of these comments backfired, and Jake Paul became the target of the hostility and hatred of the fighting community. Jake engages in the same horrible misbehavior inside and outside his home base. His disorderly demeanor does not sit well with his neighbors. When Jake gave out his address, his supporters would appear and cause a commotion inside his house. There would be the occasional loud noise noise at many such events. He didn't give his neighbors' feelings any thought. Neighbors have complained to the authorities about the many risky antics, loud sounds, and rowdy fans, but the turmoil persisted since Jake never took them seriously. Here is another reason people are over him. Jake has proven that he values attention more than his friends' safety. He typically uses pranks inside the Team 10 home for video materials. His antics and fabricated scandals, such as clickbait headlines and thumbnails, were unacceptable given his younger audience. Other instances include a phony marriage to another YouTuber named Tana Mongeau, which he was cool with as long as it got him publicity. Jake Paul was called out for being a hypocrite even though he does not like bullying. When he was a kid, Jake's native state, Ohio, turned him into a bother and a bully to the other kids. His support for anti-bullying is also inconsistent with the trouble he has continued to engage in over the years, as he continues to annoy his peers, the public, and neighbors. So he doesn't really follow what he teaches. But what do celebrities say about Jake Paul and his behavior? Jake Paul wasn't the only person Seth Rogen named or made fun of on social media about his tweet preventing the YouTuber from landing mature acting gigs. Paul's ongoing existence on August 8, 2017, clearly irked the award-winning actor and director, as seen by The Day's numerous tweets about him. Rogen remarked, "Jake Paul is big among the alt-right," which adds up, setting off a heated argument among his supporters. Another sarcastic tweet from hip-hop fanatic Rogen said, "Jake Paul apology raps are my new favorite genre of music." Lenny Jacobson, who plays Nurse Jackie, became involved in the discussion, and he agreed that Paul's work was cheesy. "My favorite is the apology video while outlining all the positive things he's done," tweeted Jacobson. When Paul and his group harassed a female reporter brought to his street to write about his antisocial behavior, Jace Norman, aka Kid Danger, expressed his views on Twitter via Mike. Norman said, "The saddest part about this whole Jake Paul thing is it's not a practical joke. He's serious." He added, "I think that Jake Paul, the leader of Team 10, is run by his ego. Everything revolves around him. Not only these celebs, but others like Gigi Hadid or Seth Rogen have something against the boxer." In conclusion, Jake Paul has had a rough journey to becoming one of the most well-known celebrities online. However, considering Jake Paul's rowdy behavior and huge ego, we can't say that people aren't mad at him. From controversies to Twitter feuds, Jake Paul is doing it all.
And here comes O'Toole. There's a big left hand. Down goes Look at him manage his back. TJ Dillashaw. Sometimes he's sloppy. Oh my God! Oh my Lord!
Getting in there. He might stop this thing soon. That'll do it.
No, absolutely. Like I say, one of his biggest assets.